I tell you all I want. Neither of us wanna be alone. Breathing in your love or your touch. Oh, it's what I'm.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very special guest here for the show today. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from?
Wow, that's so momentous. Who I am to the world. I'm Jeanne Omlor. I'm calling from Clearwater, Florida.
Great. And can we go ahead and lead up, talk about your past, anything you want to talk about leading up into the present of what you do now, and then we'll dissect whatever, I need to dissect.
Okay, sure. Okay, so the short story is I dug myself out of a hole at what some people think is not a young age. So 5.5 years ago, I was already 54, single mom, 2 kids. Well, solo parent. I like the word solo parent better than single mom. Solo parent. And I had already been coaching and consulting for 8 years, but it wasn't working offline. It just wasn't getting there, like me having to take care of the kids and being out there. And I got some clients and it was pretty good. I'm very good at what I do, but I realized I needed to do something huge to actually move the needle. So I thought I've got to get online. I've got to figure out this online marketing. So I got online. I plonked down 10K on 3 different credit cards for not a great program, but it got me online and it got me community, which is really important. And I figured out how to get clients online with no ads. And I got to $1 million in 17 months. And then 5.5 years later, we've had almost 500 clients. And my mission and my real purpose actually is to help as many people on this earth to thrive while I'm on it. I'm emotionally connected to that. So yes, we're helping the coaches, but I'm also helping higher level people. And I want to figure out how to help all people that need help. I mean, not all, but a lot. So I'm very mission driven because I've been, well, poor, no money, and it's not fun. And so if I can help other people to get to a point where they're just having a joyful life because they're not worried about bills or that kind of a stress, well, then I've fulfilled something. So prior to that, as I said, I was coaching for 8 years and I had done a lot of things. I was an actress for many years. I was an executive recruiter for Wall Street, lived in different countries. So yeah, I finally figured out what my mission is. And when you figure that out, well, then everything kind of explodes.
So tell me about you helping these 500 businesses. How did it first start and how did you help them?
Okay, so it first started okay. So for 8 years, I was a general business strategist and coach. So I was helping all sorts of companies, law firms. I was an executive leadership coach, so teams with their communication, productivity, all sorts of businesses, brick and mortars. We had plastic surgeons, med spas, some coaches and consultants, designers, whatever. It was general business consulting. So that was 8 years. And it was mainly through word of mouth, meeting people and networking. Okay, so that's how I helped those businesses. And I was really good at it. However, they were always doing better than I was. I was coaching people to be way more successful than me. And I thought there's something broken here. I should also be successful and I shouldn't be in debt. So, by the way, I got into debt because of something happening. It wasn't, any kind of irresponsibility. So anyway, then when I got to the point where I thought, oh my goodness, what am I doing? I'm 54. I have to figure something out. So I got online and I figured out for me first how to get clients online with no ads. It's called organic social media marketing. When I figured that out, other people wanted to know how to do that. So how we've helped this 500 coaches and consultants and some service providers like digital marketers, a few here and there, is to help them figure out exactly how to get clients without funnels and ads and building your email list and all that long techie stuff that's very costly. It's how do you go out and get clients on social media without running ads? That's how we help them.
So tell me, if you don't mind me asking, can you tell me one thing that you do that you help people get it without running ads?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Sure. I'll go through the whole. I want to help
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah,
I'll go through the
yeah.
whole
I don't
thing.
mind.
Yeah. So the first thing we help people to do is figure out exactly who they're helping. Get really crystal clear on your avatar. That means your ideal client, your client avatar. If you're not crystal clear on who you're helping, you're confused, they're confused, and you cannot sell a lot because it's like, well, we kind of think we help those people. When you know your avatar, you know exactly who they are, you know what they need, you know what they want, you can read their minds, which I can now. Okay, okay, that's who we're serving. Boom, done. Then all that confusion, well, maybe I'm going to help all these other people. And, I do have two markets, but I'm clear on two avatars, very high end CEOs, and then all the coaches and consultants. It's two, but I'm very clear on both. That's the first thing. Then what do they need? What will they pay you for? Because it's so important that they solve that problem. Well, I'm very clear. Most coaches and consultants do not make a lot of money. They are pretending they're making money or they're not pretending. They think they're going to become a coach and they think that it's going to be easy and that it's just going to fall on their head and they're going to run a couple of ads. People are going to click and buy and they're going to click and buy all their products because they're so amazing. Not going to happen, right? So I know all of this because we've spoken to thousands of them. We've coached many of them. And I know what the problems are. So I know that. And every person needs to figure that out for their business and not just do a bunch of activities that are, I call satellite activities. Like, well, I'm going to go write a book because somebody said to. Then they spend a year writing a book. And then, oh, the book did not bring me clients because they were just doing a thing because somebody said, or they heard somebody online saying, oh, I better go build my email list. Not a bad idea, but you can't count on an email list to sell stuff unless you have a lot of people on that email list, and it takes years. So, or, oh, I heard that you just run ads. So they go spend a lot of money building funnels and all sorts of stuff and hiring digital marketers, and they don't work. Now, personally, I have spent about $90,000 testing ads. They don't work. Little bit, not worth it. So when people come to me and they go, oh, Jeanne, I'm going to run ads. I go, whoa, you want to hear my experience? They go, yes, 90 can't. They're like, good. I don't need to do that. So I'm always trying to save my clients time and energy and money. So I know this. So I'm always testing things so I can say, look, I did it. That didn't work, but this did or this didn't. So you got to know your avatar inside out. You've got to know what they need, not just, oh, I'm thinking of offering this service because I want to. Well, why are you offering it? Because you want to? Because your avatar really needs that and will pay you money for it. So that's the two things. Who are they? What do they need? And how am I going to change their lives by what we're doing? Not, oh, I think I'm helping these people and I just really want to coach on this. So I'm going to create a whole program on something that we don't even know they want. But it's sort of like weird because it should be about the client, not what you want to do. Okay, so we keep making our program better and better and better because we see what the clients are needing, and they're like, "Wow, you are just responding to what we're needing more and more and more and more," because that's what you do. So those are the first two things. Then pricing. What? Then the what? What are you doing for them? Is it a group program? Is it a one-on-one thing? Is it, well, depending on what business you are, is it, I don't know, this is not just coaches and consultants listening. What are you selling them, whether it's a product or a service? What do they need? Who are they? What's the solution? Here's the widget or the program or whatever. Okay. And the price, very clear on price. So now we have market we're helping, what they desperately need because they are dying, they're not making money or something's wrong, right? What we're going to offer that's going to solve that problem and what they're going to pay. That's the first thing. Then how do I market this? Okay, I'm going to do organic social media marketing. How do I do that? Well, you get crystal clear on your profile what it is you're doing and who you're helping. Not some vague message. So you get really clear on your messaging. We help people with that because if you're not calling out to your avatar in their words and their vibe, they will ignore you. So I call it the dolphin call. So the dolphin call is like, Kimberly, you're a dolphin and your ideal client's a dolphin because you're on the same wavelength. And you've got to make sure that you're speaking to them on the same frequency, language they get, that you understand their probs, and they're like swimming around. And then they hear you on social media or see or read, and they go, oh, wow, that's what I want. I want that. And they're paying attention then. So that's the messaging part, like the to the world, like what you do for whom. And it's not a slogan like some people, they're like a life coach and they just say life coach. That's not telling us who you're helping. It's just life coach. Does that make sense?
Do you find them on Facebook, LinkedIn? How does it work?
It depends. Yes, all three: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, next part. You got to be very, very clear. Now you have knowledge. Okay, we have this avatar. They got this big prob. We're going to solve it with this, and this is the price. Great, we got that. Where are they? Hang on. Well, it differs. Okay, it differs. So certain people's avatar, they're going to be on Instagram. So you go where they are. So we help people on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and we work out where they should be, because you shouldn't be forcing yourself in a platform where your market is not. So now you're being sensitive about where's that avatar? Where are they showing up? And sometimes you have to experiment a bit. But let's just say that your avatar that's going to hire you. Are you a coach, Kimberly?
No, I wanted to be, but everything you said was correct about how, you want to get in there and you think you're going to write a book and explode. And yeah, so you were
Okay.
right.
All right. Well, let's say that you were going to be a life coach. I'm just using an example. Okay. And by the way, I would never call one of my clients a life coach because you don't do that. You use messaging to talk about the client and how you're serving them. That's the first, and that's a job. But I'm just giving you that first hint. Let's pretend you're a life coach. Well, you would have to figure out who's my avatar. Okay, my avatar is, let's just say, women. Okay, women, life coaching through relationships. Let's just say, I'm just making that up. All right. So you would say, okay, I'm looking for women of a certain age, because you got to establish that, because different phases of ages, right? And their problem is that they always go after the wrong men. Okay. So you're going to say, okay, where do I think these people would be? Well, probably not on LinkedIn. It might be on LinkedIn. There are people like that, but it might not be so much of a LinkedIn offer. It could be. I'm just using an example. Let's just say we worked out, let's start on Instagram. Let's just see. So then we would start on Instagram, and you would then start experimenting to see if your avatar is on Instagram by your messaging, by your content. And then you will understand, hey, the people on Instagram, there are people on Instagram that need this, and they're digging my content. They're loving my messaging, and they want to get on calls with me. Okay. So that's one example. Another example, let's say you're an executive coach. You're not going to be on Instagram then. You're going to be on LinkedIn, because I already know that executive coaches, that's where they're going to have the most, that's where they are. Executives are going to be more on there rather than random executives maybe being on Instagram, but it's hard to find. So then, okay, we know then that's your gal. Okay, we know that LinkedIn's the place. We're going to get the messaging right. We're going to start writing content that shows authority and also intrigues. Now, here's a kicker. People are always talking about giving value, giving value. Have you heard that, Kimberly?
Yes.
It's not enough. It's like, how much more value can I take? It's almost like, when you're buying something and they go, and just wait, you also get this. And I'm like, I don't really want that. But you also get that. I don't really want that. Like sometimes you just want to buy the 3 pans, right? You don't want the extra 500 spatulas and the this and the that and the 500
That's true.
right? You're like,
Yes.
I just, that's clutter to me. I just really want the 3 pans because we're going to make a cake. Right. So it's so funny. It's a little funny personal note. I don't buy a lot of stuff. Like I'm very well off now, but I don't just buy a lot of stuff, not because I'm cheap, because I just forget. Or my daughter's like, Mom, can we please have a springform pan, please? I'm like, sure, I'll order that. And then I forget, Mom, we're going to make a cake. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that. And I'm like, Mom, we still don't. So we're using like a pie plate or something. They're like, Mom, you think we were poor. Can we please just have, so I went and I bought 3. Okay. I was going to buy 1. And then I could only buy 3 because they only had the size I wanted bundled in 3. I didn't really want 3.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, okay, the brand I was told was good. It's the brand. And I got to buy 3. Sure, I'll buy 3 because I couldn't get the right size. And I thought that was weird. So I bought the 3. Then I received the 3 and I thought, I'll take the 3. But I didn't want 500 spatulas. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to be clear on why was I talking about that? You got to be clear on just giving people what they need and not like throwing extra stuff in that they don't need. Does that make sense? So
Mm-hmm.
what do you need? Here it is. Because people really don't care about the bells and whistles. Oh, no, that's what I was saying. Value. Okay. People go, oh, you get so much value. I don't have time for value. Like literally, oh, you're going to get this training. And I don't have time to watch the training. So I don't want your value. Do you understand? Throwing value on people who don't want the value. And I don't want to go get my hair extensions or curled or something, but you're going to get a free perm. I don't want a perm. I don't want the value. Does that make sense? You're going to get all this free, horrible food. I only eat organic, so I don't want the value. Does that make sense? Like
Yes.
you're always being thrown value. And I've thought a lot about this because I'm like, yeah, but I don't want that. Oh, but you get it, but I don't want it. I don't eat junk food. I don't want that. I don't have time to do 500 courses. You get 10,000 trainings. I don't want those because I don't have time for that. So it is not enough to shove value down people's throats is what I'm going to say. And it sounds really bad, but it kind of feels you need to provide intrigue now, savage intrigue. Like you need to get people where they're like, oh my goodness, yes, I want to hear more about that. That's where we are with content now. There's so much value, provide value. Do you think everybody's starved of value? No, we see so many posts, free stuff. Hey, here, people are always saying, can I please send you my book? I'm like, please don't. I probably won't read it. Oh, but I'll send it to you. And I feel bad. So they send it to me and I don't read it because I don't have time for that particular book because it doesn't interest me. I don't just read anything. I read what I want to read to figure out what I want to read when I want to read it. Does that make sense? I read tons
Exactly.
on Audible. I'm all over Audible and I have a list. Well, it's like 40 books that I haven't read yet. So when they say they're going to send me the book, I'm like, wait, how? That's going to take me away from my plan of my reading plan. Make sense? So for
Yeah.
me, that's not value. That's that's making me read a book I really don't want to read. So I say kindly, oh no, that's okay. I'm kind of behind. And they're like, oh, but I want to send you my book. Get it? It's forcing value, but it's not valuable if the person doesn't find it valuable. Then it's not value, it's forcing. So with content, you got to be so good now that person can't resist commenting or looking you up or stalking you or saying, yes, I want to hear more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how do we get to that? Like what what is the example? Like, do you just say, hey, look, I have this. You gave me a couple of examples, I know, but like this pan is different than any other pan that's out there. This pan
Exactly.
is different
Yes.
because for years we've been working with this type of linoleum or some, which I don't know nothing about
Yeah,
different
no, I
pans,
get it.
but
No, yeah.
yeah,
So let's say we're talking about a product, which I don't do much of, but it's the same thing. Okay. You need to buy this pan because it never sticks ever.
yeah,
Wow. Okay. I mean, you don't need to spray that horrible, and it's non-toxic. So it's non-toxic, no Teflon because that is toxic. Y'all know that, right? Teflon is
I
toxic.
didn't know that.
Oh, yes. Teflon is going into your body. So now people are buying the ceramic glaze ones. Like there's like this, you can get it, and they do stick a bit. Okay. So you still got to like do that and butter them, but they don't stick as much. but it's not toxic. Teflon's very toxic. Every time you use Teflon, some of it scrapes off and you're ingesting it. It's toxic. Right. But Teflon for years, we're using Teflon, then they figured out it's carcinogen. Actually, I have to check to make sure those pans don't have Teflon. I didn't check. See, thanks for telling me. It's because I'm usually very like mindful about like what I buy. So it would be, this pan has no Teflon, no toxins, and never sticks.
Give me one example in your 500 people that you help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, I'll give you an example. We had a breathwork coach come in. Breathwork. It's healing breath. Breathwork. Breath is very good for you. It's a la mode now, right? She came in and she had been coaching for 4 years already. And she was making a few $1,000s a month. And we coached her and she got to $91,000 in 4 weeks working with us.
Wow.
Yeah. And I said, actually, I interviewed her on my reviews page, which you're going to share with people. Her name's Adrienne. You'll see her right there. Legit. And I asked her I said, how did we do that? And she said, first of all, your insane leadership, not meaning insane, like insanely good. Okay. She goes, I realized I was not serving my clients the way I should be. See, people all want to make money, but they don't really want to serve at a high level. It's like they just want to make money. And she said, I realized, whoa, I wasn't really thinking enough about serving my clients. And as soon as you do that, you just attract people because they're like, wow, you are exceptional with your service. It's not about, it's not this sort of like, well, okay, kind of half-hearted. People are a little half-hearted. I'm going to create this business. I'm making as much money.
That's true.
Yeah, we're going to provide this and it's going to be okay. That is not how I think. My thing is, I have like an alter ego when I'm on sales calls, and it is, I am the voracious life changer. That's my alter ego. So when I'm on a call, it's not like, oh, here, we're going to take your money and we're going to give you do. No, you're going to come in. Do you want to change your life? Yes, I do. Tell me what you want. You want that. Great. Are you going to do the work? Yes, I will. Sometimes I turn people away because they're not all in. Are you all in? Yes, I am. Scale of 1 to 10. How much do you want to build this business? 10. Great. You're in. This is what we're going to do. This is it. This is what it costs. Do you have any questions? Yes, I am. See, they see my energy of being all in and they're like, dang, this woman is powerful. She's not like, trying to sell me and here's the cost. You want to do it? No, it is intense. And they're like, wow. They're like, I shouldn't say they're like, but they are thinking, wow, if this is how she turns up just on the sales call, how could I go wrong? So we get a lot of clients because they want that kind of energy. So please, people, wake up. Wake up. Nobody is waiting to just give you reams of money because you exist. And I mean, you are good enough, but because you decided you want to make money doing do. If they don't feel your energy is like 1,000,000% committed to helping them get what they need when they exchange the money, they're not going to be compelled to work with you at all. So she realized that this was not exactly where it needed to be. And then she laughed and said, and clearly, I thought I knew everything about organic marketing, but I did not. So fine person, great service. But she felt like she realized her energy was not like all in. And then when she's changed that, you actually magnetize people energetically that, wow. Because Kimberly, how many people have you worked with hiring them to fix a fridge or handyman work or do your hair or do your nails, or they're a coach or they're an accountant or a bookkeeper or anything in your life, and they have not been all in?
That's true. I've
No,
met a couple.
a couple. I mean, to me, it's almost all of them are not all in. Hardly any of them have the energy I just explained to you.
I can go by the grocery store and then the cashiers act like they're not all in, paper or plastic. They act like they don't even want to say that,
Right.
these
Well,
days.
that's a little different because that's not a service that you're paying for. The company's paying them. I'm talking about you paying for a service. Like if you're not paying the person that's doing that job. You're just paying for the groceries. Does that make sense? So
Yeah, that's true.
different. So do you know what I'm saying? Like an
When
accountant,
I
I'm
get my nails done,
right.
yeah,
You know,
they
you can
act
get your
like they're
nails
not
done. You
all
can
there. Yeah,
exactly. You can get your nails done with now I only ask for a certain guy because he's all in. And it's a different experience for me. And
yeah,
I only book with Kevin from now on because Kevin, he goes, I just love what I do. And I thought, there you have it. He loves what he does. He goes, I just been doing it for 10 years. He goes, I love doing nails. I said, great. You go in there. It's a great, awesome experience because he's not, what color do you want? It's, oh, you happy with that? I tip him great tips because it's a great experience. And so now I have a
yeah.
relationship with my nail guy, it
That's
sounds bad.
good.
But what I'm saying is, are you saying in your life when you've hired people are that excited and they're just doing a
No,
great job? Because honestly, it is so rare that I meet somebody like that.
yes, it is. They just seem non-motivated,
Right.
like they don't want to make any moves, like they just getting paid to do nothing. They're
Well, they're
getting
just
paid to
doing
do
what
nothing.
they need to do. So you're not
Yeah, to get by, to get
yeah,
by.
so
Yeah,
we're going to do that because we need to, and yeah, okay, and then you have to ask them a million questions, and oh, that wasn't done. Oh, that's true. Okay, I'll do it. No, so you're actually kind of doing their job for them, or you're acting as their VA in some ways, right? So
yeah,
not cool. But this is this is just general. So if you want to be a rock star, is what I'm saying. All the people listening, be 100% in and be the exception that, yes, we're going to do more for you. We're going to be there for you. And people are like, wow, Jeanne Omlor, like I feel ya. This is, I believe you're going to do a good job. We are on it. The service in my program is second to none on purpose, not by accident. And I've had people tell me, I've spoken to many coaches, and not one has explained that they're going to do what your whole team, because not just me, is going to do. But this is not to pitch me. This is to say you need to have that kind of an attitude and wake up. People are asleep. This is a very competitive world we're living in, and it always has been. It has always been competitive. If you go back many, many years, they were competing for food. You're killing the same beast. Okay. Human life is competitive. Getting into the right school, even finishing SATs competitive, right? Getting a job, whether you're going to go to college or not, is competitive, right? Finding the right
right.
spouse is competitive. A lot of people out there, right? Everything is competitive. Get with the plot, people. Be in the game. You've got to be better than everybody else. Even just your attitude being better, you will win in life.
I just had something to say. If you had to give a piece of advice, because we're in under 2 minutes and then we're going to close. If you had to give a piece of advice to anyone out there that's watching, what would it be?
It would
You've
be,
given enough, but
yeah,
still.
no, I love this. It would be honor your life. Your life is valuable. Your life is worth the same amount as my life, regardless of how much money I earn, or what color I am, or where I live, or where I went to school, or how many kids, or blah, blah, blah. You're a soul. I'm a soul. We are equal. Start honoring your life as an equal soul, because that's what I believe. Okay. And figure out what you really want in life and go for it. And don't go for it a little bit and then make an excuse and say, oh, that's too hard, or I don't have the money, or I'm aspiring to be. And no, don't aspire, just do it, because life is short, then it's over, and y'all didn't do what you're supposed to do with your life. So honor your life, figure out what it is, and just go for it and do whatever it takes to get the life that you truly desire, because you can do it. You can, but it takes dedication and being all in and stopping the excuses. And all the excuses and objections, I can't do that because I don't have the money, or I don't have this, or I'm not smart enough. I'm not that smart. I don't have a PhD or anything. I don't even have an MBA. I make a lot more money than most MBAs. Okay. So it just honor your life already and wake up. Wake up. Take control. Wake up. Take control. What do you want? Who do I need? Who? You always a who. Who do I need to get to help me? Who can I get coaching from? And go do it. And stop just doing all the things that are peripheral stuff that keep you busy and keep you poor. Like, oh, I'm going to go do that. I'm going to write a book. No, what's going to get me there? Who do I need? Go hire that person and get the life that you really want.
Okay. And how can the people reach you?
Oh, they can find me on Jeanne Omlor, JeanneOmlor.com. And you'll find all the testimonials. You can also find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. My name, very simple.
Jeanne, that's how you pronounce it, right?
Yes.
Beautiful name. Beautiful
Thank
name.
you.
I just want to thank you so much for joining my show. Stay on the line for just a second more. You guys take care, be safe, and thank you guys for being diverse and joining my show. You take care and bye.
Never waste my time. You all I want.